Hello, people. Hello, and very good evening to you all. Very good evening and Wednesday blessings. Trust you all had a blessed day. Trust your day was blessed. Anyway, I was actually going to do a different topic today. I was going to do a topic on relocation, immigration relocation, and I was going to give people the opportunity to, not just anyone, but healthcare workers, qualified healthcare professionals. I was going to present them with an opportunity to get to apply to work in Ireland. But I'll do that later on. If I don't record and upload, I will do a live session. Because there is a very good opportunity whereby the state is offering people a relocation package to come work in Dublin. I am not just going to present the opportunity, but I am also going to present to you the ups and downs, the negatives and the positives of living in Ireland. Anyway, let us talk on something different. So this morning, I posted some quotes, some wisdom quotes on my profile, and my very good friend made a comment and asked of my opinion. Now, you guys can see I have got some puff puff, or the Ghanaians will say bofrot or donuts. It's a local donut that I've got here with a cup of tea. I normally don't eat late, but the reason why I've got this is because I craved this. I just felt like eating this, and I decided to make myself one. I'll tell you the reason why. So the quote I posted earlier today said, when going up the top, be careful of the monster called greed. And my good friend Wayne commented and agreed with me. Now, why did I decide to talk about this evening? I've always said that growing up, I've always mentioned a little bit about my life and my family circumstance growing up, how it was challenging for us as a family, simply because my late dad decided to squander all his wealth chasing around everything in scared, and lost all he had. So things were really tough. And when I say things were tough, it was tough to the point whereby you'd always see your friends wearing pretty clothes, and they go to school looking good, they go to school with pockets monies and stuff like that, and yet you have to eat leftovers from the night before to go to school. You never get to take any pocket money to school. Things were really challenging, things were really tough. And I would say that throughout my childhood, it was like that until I officially became an adult and decided to, change the story for both myself and my family. And by the grace of God, it happened. Now, why am I saying this? Some of the things I used to admire and used to crave for when I was younger was good food, because you get so used to and tired of eating leftovers every single day that when you see other people eating good food, you crave it. You feel envious. You wish it were you. One of my professionally trained or professionally acquired skill is catering. And when I talk of catering, I'm not just talking about, calling myself a caterer or a chef. I'm talking about something that I have received professional training and have gained years of experience, several years of experience in the field, whereby I have worked with a whole lot of people. I have catered and attended to, people of high social standing, especially within the British military. And I consider myself very lucky. I consider myself very, very lucky in the sense that every professional qualification and training I have undertaken, I got to enjoy the best part of it. When I worked in theaters, I would say I worked with the best surgeons in the country, in one of the best, places in the UK, and I did a whole lot. I saw a whole lot. I even had the opportunity of, sitting in meetings, MDTs, medical meetings, with it's something very uncommon. In the military, when people go to war and they get injured, their care is very special and it's very different, because you have top medical professionals, top medical personnel, both within the military and in the country, attending to those people. So when I was doing my nursing training, I decided to go experience, medical care or care of the injured service personnel, whereby I got to take part in some of the meetings concerning injured military personnel, and it was incredible. So, why am I saying all these? First, I mentioned that when I was younger, the story was different. Obviously, I would say I grew up in poverty, where I envied all my peers. I envied all my friends in school. They will have the required books, textbooks, and whatever, and you are just left out with nothing. And I also mentioned about how the sort of diet I was used to, whereby now that I am older, it is totally different. I can enjoy anything I want to, I can afford any food I want to. In fact, not just afford and enjoy, but I can also cook. And I decided to undertake catering training just for the love of it. Not because I wanted to work in catering, but I when I realized that I had the opportunity, or I could train myself in catering or as a chef, I decided to just get myself trained, just for the fact that I want to be able to cook anything and everything. And all the foods I put on my Facebook page, these are foods that you pay, you know, it's fine. Most of them are fine dining, and you pay quite a lot. You pay a place where you pay over £10 for a sandwich and stuff like that. So that is what I'm talking about. Now, why am I saying all these? I mentioned, or I commented when my friend asked the question about that quote as to why, we should be careful or conscious of the monster called greed when on your way up, because it will cause you to do so many things that you are not. It will, in fact, it will bring out the worst in you. Greed, selfishness, enviness, it starts little, and then it grows big, and by the time you realize, it has drawn you into the person you have always preached against, the person you have never wanted to be. Aside greed and all these nasty attitudes, are impatience and pride, and this is what is happening in today's in the world we are in today. We have a whole lot of young people whose family situation is just like I experienced when I was younger. But these people have become so impatient. They become impatient that they feel they must make it by hook or crook, and are even willing to sell their souls to the devil. Impatience and greed. Guys, look at me. The time I started to change my story was when I officially became an adult legally, and also the official age that I could go out there, get myself a job, and earn some living. So I didn't rush I allowed myself, I was patient enough to wait, to let nature take its course. Let nature take its course by remaining in school as I was supposed to do. You remain in school, you undertake your studies, and then you train yourself in a career. That is one of the best ways to change the story of your life, and not to become so greedy and selfish because you think your peers who have been born in wealth are enjoying life more than you do, and therefore you should also change your story instantly. Like, you cannot wait. You will not wait to grow up. You will not wait, or you will not continue your education and wait to grow up get a job and earn genuinely. These days, young girls would prefer to drop out of school, or will prefer not to further their education simply because they think they have got some sort of a talent that would make them a star, and that would get them to start earning that insane amount of money that they can use to buy themselves the latest Range Rovers. And guys, these are all part of the greed we are talking about, because it starts slowly and gently. You start getting some ideas into your head. You want to reach out. You want to get yourself those things that you are not ready to have. I said also in my response that life is such that we are all created to pass through certain seasons and certain period, a period of lack and a period of plenty, whereby yes, if you lack at this minute, if your childhood was filled with lack, it doesn't mean that it is going to be the same for the rest of your life. No. Just believe, just have faith, just live the right way and put in a whole lot of effort. Genuine effort, decent effort of finishing your education and then getting yourself a job that will pay you to be able to change your life, to change your story. The fact that, in your childhood, you are not able to eat, a decent meal like all your mates or like all your friends, doesn't mean that that is going to be like that for the rest of your life. That is why I initially mentioned, all that about me. See, these were the sort of foods that we used to crave when we were younger, because these are street foods. There was this particular woman not far from where we lived that used to fry these first thing in the morning. So in the morning, whether you are going to school or you are at home, you will just perceive the smell of these being fried fresh for breakfast, and you are craving it so much. You just wish that you get to eat that. But unfortunately, life has put you in a place whereby you cannot, all you can do is to smell, to perceive the aroma, to perceive the smell, but yet you can't buy it. That was how it was for me. But look at me today. What time is it? It's night time. I only craved it. And then what did I do? I have made it myself. So that is what I'm trying to say. There is no need to rush in life. Nothing is worth the rush in life. You don't have to rush. All you have to do is to sincerely work hard, sincerely and genuinely work hard and let life take its course. The season of plenty will surely come. And when it does, all the things that you craved for, all the things that you wish you had, all the food, the clothes, the shoes, the whatnot, you'll be able to afford and even afford better ones and more. In those days, the only time we got new shoes and clothing were Christmas. Only during Christmas. That was the only time you get to wear new shoes and clothing. Yes. But today, I have got a room full of clothing that if I decide not to shop for the next 10 years, I can still wear them. See? Or I can walk into the shop, buy a dress today, and then wear it the next day. See? So yes, when you're younger, it's good to crave. It's good to wish you had certain things. But let that only be wishes and cravings and forget about it. Don't try to force a change to that. Because once you start forcing yourself, once you start trying to make it by hook or crook, when the time is not up, when you are not of age, or when you have not finished your schooling, and you are just pushing yourself. Now my mates are showing off their talents on social media and dancing and making it big. Therefore, who says they are making it big? Now that is one of the things that a lot of you don't get. It's not everyone who is out there on social media showing off their talents and doing whatnot that is really, really making it. These days, there are so many ways of faking things. So many ways of faking. There are so many ways, and there are so many fake things, fake clothing, imitations. Because you are not closer to people that you see displaying all these fancy and luxurious stuff, you cannot confirm whether what they are wearing are genuine. A whole lot of them are imitations and worthless. So don't let greed push you into trying to let now be the time for you. Allow nature to take its course. Keep on praying. Once there is life, there is hope. Once there is life, there is hope. Don't force it. God will surely change your period of lack, your season of lack, to a season of plenty, because it is nature. You have to experience the lack and let it humble you. Let it teach you humility. Let it teach you how to make the best out of nothing before you enter into your season of plenty. That way, you will get to understand how those who are not at your level, or those who are also struggling, you get to understand how they feel. And you get to treat them right. You get to treat them right. See? A whole lot of those out there who are abusing the little power they have are those that force themselves to be where they are not supposed to be. And believe you me, those people will never last. Anyone that abuses their God's given blessing, if you are lucky enough to have experienced or to experience some sort of blessing and power, and you start abusing it, just know that that is never going to last. You are cutting short that season. It is a law of nature. If you do not believe in God, just know that it is a law of nature. It is a law of nature. And the same way in which you got it is the same way in which you are going to lose it. See? So greed gives birth to a whole lot of things. A whole lot of nasty little monsters. Impatience, selfishness, pride, desperation. Learn to be content with what you have, with your now, with the situation in which you are in. Learn to be content. That way you will not give in to greed. Thank you. And I hope you learn a thing or two from all that I've said. Good night and sweet dreams.